7:12. This is an open session of the Berlin Conservation Commission, April 5th, 2023. Open session meetings are videotaped and your image and voice will be recorded. All right, moving right along because we're running late. Minutes from previous meeting. Everybody see them?
I read most of them.
Yep.
I've read it. Andrew.
Make any motion, motion?
I make a motion to approve the minutes from last meeting.
Did we determined that you didn't have to be there to approve them, right?
Correct.
Okay. I second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll ask you to vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. Treasurer's report.
We don't have any updated forms, do we?
I didn't say, was there anything in the mailbox?
Okay.
No.
I saw there were some charges in the minutes from last time, so I just have to add those to my spreadsheet, and then I'll check with June
Cool.
for an update.
Awesome. Bills and forms.
We do have a bill. We have a bill from KP Law in the amount of $84 for them to, yes, for them to find the title report and send it to me. Yep.
Yeah, I saw the email. Okay.
What's all the stuff they redacted?
Other people's charges,
Oh, okay.
yeah. Where should we pay this from?
What was that for?
It was for for them to find the title report for Pisgah and send it to Maddie.
And I would do it out of open space. How much was it?
$84.
Oh, that's, yeah.
Okay. Motion to pay KP Law $84 out of the open space fund.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Anything else?
And then, so Pat sent over his invoice for peer review of 10 Bigelow.
Oh, right. And we have, and this is the amount of money that we have.
Yes.
Okay. So Robin, the check that we collected for, as a retainer for 10 Bigelow for Pat, this is a bill for that amount, $42.50.
I'm trying to remember if that ever got put into a separate fund.
I believe it did.
I'll have to look, yeah.
Okay. So a motion to pay Pat Garner out of the money that we collected from the proponent for 10 Bigelow.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Do you want a copy of this, Robin, first?
Yeah, please.
Moving right along.
And that is pretty much it for bills and forms.
All right, excellent. And mail and notices.
So so MACC sent over a letter just saying I received my certification.
Oh, that's right. Maddie is the second certified MACC Conservation Commissioner in Berlin. Congratulations. She
Thank you.
sent me a picture of her certificate.
So what did you do, 5 classes for that?
So you do 8 classes.
8 classes?
Right.
Yeah.
There's 5 fundamentals and then 3 electives.
Okay.
Yep. Awesome. Make sure, I don't know, I was going to put that in the file, but I don't know. Congratulations.
You-
And
you know what, I
thank
have
you for
Sorry, I
doing the
just
work.
realized I have to do the form for that.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, the only other thing was just a notarized copy of our notice of public hearing for the 53G hearing.
Oh, good.
So,
All right, so
Yeah.
you put that
I
in the
can file
file?
that.
Yep. Awesome. Excellent. And most of the email was notices of all of these workshops that are happening everywhere.
Yeah.
And a bunch of Maplewood soil deliveries, like a lot of back and forth, so hopefully they're gonna finish one day. So that moves us right into wetlands, Maplewood Farm, nothing new, other than they're getting a whole bunch of stuff. Pat's most recent report
I didn't see it.
from Highland Ridge. Yeah, there was a bunch of trash in the water and the road was dirty. So I sent them an email saying, get it cleaned up by today, and they sent me pictures by the end of the day showing it was cleaned up. It's just like
The
this,
ongoing circus.
the ongoing circus. It's just a cat and mouse thing. You know, if I don't say anything, they don't do it. And as soon as I say something, they do it. And it's maddening, just maddening. It's exhausting is really what it is. So, anyway, they just need to finish. Oh, look at that. Only 3 minutes late. Come on up, Ryan. So this is a continuation of the RDA hearing with the applicant being Habitat for, there's no address for that property, right?
I believe it's 0 Central Street. I have the map and parcel 16, map 16, parcel 15-1
All right,
for the record.
excellent.
So since the last meeting, we had a site walk with the commission last week on Monday. I was there. The nature of the project is to access the property in the rear behind 248 Central Street for some soil testing. And the project includes a wetland crossing over an existing wetland crossing with an excavator to access the property. The excavator intends to put down some steel plates over the existing culvert, which is essentially stacked stones, to access the site. And I believe there were 2 small trees along the access, both of which were less than 4 inches in diameter, that might need to come down to provide access for the machine. Other than that, we're gonna stay as high and as far away from the stream as we can, is the area indicated by the green vegetation out there, if you remember from the site walk. And then from there, path of least resistance, I think there's just some underbrush that might need to come down to access the site, but no mature trees or anything like that. So that's it. I want to be brief. I'm happy to answer any questions.
We have not, to my knowledge, received anything from the actual property owner
Okay.
that this is okay with them,
Okay.
so I need that.
Okay.
And I'm not sure that I'm comfortable approving this without that.
Okay.
Just, it's easy for things to get lost
Definitely.
afterwards.
Yep.
You know, we did take a site walk. I guess I would also ask that once the plates are down, that you just let us know so someone can come out and check it out.
Okay.
We have, enough people that are around either in the morning or in the afternoon that we should be able to get out there within a day or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, will they put the plates down as they're moving the machine in? The machine brings the plates
The
in.
machine will bring the plates in. If it'd be helpful that we can maybe have you out there the day it's happening, if it's all happening at once.
Yeah,
if
it's,
that's possible.
right, I assume you'll know, hey, it's
Yeah,
gonna
it'll be
happen
scheduled.
tomorrow,
Yep.
kind of thing.
Yep.
Yeah, just let us know as soon as, a date, as soon as you know,
Okay.
and we'll try to have
Yeah.
someone there.
Okay.
Worst case scenario, could we get pictures of each side of the crossing with like like an iPhone picture, I don't care, of before and after?
Before the crossing and after.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
that way if it does collapse, we'll be able to tell, and then we'll know,
For sure.
just to cover the bases,
Definitely. Yeah.
in case we don't get there.
How far out do you think this is?
Into the property in the back.
No, how far out in time?
Truthfully, I don't know. I'm sure they're anxious to
Mhm.
get out there as soon as they can.
So it's
but
just a matter of getting a response from the
I
owner
believe-
at 248.
I believe so. I'm not certain, but I think this property might be a rental. I think the address we have on for the owner is in South Carolina or something. I know they were
That's
sent
what
a
I
copy
remember.
of the filing.
Okay. Yeah, Greg presented last time,
That's
right?
right,
And he
yes.
said that he had something.
Okay.
So I
So
just,
could we conditionally approve it with, once we have the emails, so we don't have to wait another month, or we have to wait for everything? You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. I mean,
To make them come back with just a letter,
right.
you know, I don't know. I'm being
Uh,
nice today.
No, I appreciate that, yeah.
I was just saying, who are you?
Yeah, I don't know.
You should have seen him for the 10 minutes before the meeting,
Oh, yeah,
so
no,
he
sorry,
got it
let it
all
all
out.
out, yeah. Yeah,
I didn't see-
so
I didn't see anything.
Are you comfortable with that?
Yeah, as long as we get a document from the property owner. I don't think the property owner needs to come in.
Oh, I agree, right, do you wanna make a motion to that effect?
I was being nice. See, this
Oh,
is what-
hold
this
on one
is-
second, hold on.
Yeah,
Describe the project for me. Is this the one where it's gotta get across the dead railroad track?
No.
No, it's not that project.
Well, some of
yeah.
it, right, you
Uh,
guys will be crossing the tracks.
that is a
Is-
plan, yeah.
If they can, they will. They're aware it's not owned, they don't own it. It's owned by, I think, either DEP or DCR. maybe.
DCR.
So, any permission that, if they were gonna cross it, they'd need their permission, and the owners are well aware of that. So that's not part of this application, but that is the intent.
Yeah.
So the little map I had didn't show crossing the railroad right of way.
Yeah, I don't think, it's not included on this plan. I don't believe there are any wetlands on this rear side
So
of the
the
property here.
testing is only on this parcel.
Not if you can get access to across the way, right?
The filing is for this parcel.
This filing is strictly for the access of the site, so we're before you tonight for this crossing here.
Right. Do you,
I didn't hear what it was said.
they are trying to get permission from DCR to cross to the other parcel. And they say they won't cross it until they get that permission.
Cross it for what purpose? To just
To-
merely do perk tests?
I believe so, right?
That's right, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, or deep test, just soil test holes.
I would think the prudent thing to do first would be to have the 40/54A hearing.
Which is,
Okay,
can I
here we
ask you
go.
to introduce yourself?
Yes. My name is Craig Della Penna.
Good, Craig.
I've been in the background of all the rail-to-trail development for the last almost 30 years. A special project is this one. We are very close to pulling off this 100-mile trail. In fact, I just, a few years ago, was brought on board a 501c3 that was set up in the late 90s to create a group that would help do betterments on the western end of the 100-mile dead railroad, Mass Central Rail Trail. We've evolved that organization to do some historic call-outs, but then I was asked, after DOT completed a feasibility study in 2021, because it's all built in the west, it's all built out or funded in the east, in 2 years we'll be at 75 miles open. The last 25 or 30 miles is gonna be very complicated. So DOT said they're not gonna lift a finger to finish the corridor unless there's a report written about how much it would be worth to the Commonwealth and the communities along the way. And the gaps are significant. 5 corners, the bridge over Nashua River at the dam, Ochuza Reservoir Dam, bridge over the Swift River between Bondsville and Belchertown, corridor lost, but their report, and I can email it to Robin, or you, shows that it can be done. But it begs the question, the elephant in the room question, what would it be worth if it was actually done? Because it's probably gonna be $150 million. It's gonna be big. So we commissioned a report last June, we, the Neurotic Network, commissioned a report last June to look at what it would be worth So we're 3 weeks away from the finalization of this report. We have over 300 newspapers on standby to get the word out what this is gonna be worth. When the report gets delivered to us, we won't go out widely with it. We'll be outreaching the governor, lieutenant governor, the climate chief, who lives near the corridor actually, believe it or not, and the DOT head to write an attribution for this, or a little blurb in the publishing world, to see if they will write a thing about this. Because the last time anything that was done in the United States like this was 12 years ago in New York, when it was proven to the governor of New York that the 3/4 built Erie Canal Trail was worth $250 million a year. They were so stunned that they commissioned DOT, ordered DOT to build 400 miles in 4 years, creating, at the end of 2020, under budget, on time, on the end of 2020, the Empire State Trail. At that time, DOT commissioned the feasibility of this thing. Can it be reassembled? By 2021, they said yes. We commissioned a report in June of 2020 to start the investigation, and it's gonna be done in 3 weeks. What is it gonna mean? Well, it's gonna mean 4 to 5 million users a year on this. It's gonna mean over 950,000 users just in Worcester County. It's going to be about 400,000 overnight visitors, because it's so long. It's going to intersect with and connect with 17 other shared use paths or hiking trails. This is going to be big.
Thank you, Craig.
A 40/54A hearing is required when railroad corridor is sold to an adjoining landowner or anyone who wants to buy a corridor or build next to it. 161C is for corridor that is sold, and actually I buy corridor and block sales to adjoining landowners. That's my fun thing I do. I'm not old enough to golf, so I do fun things like this instead. And 40/54A governs construction next to or on top of former railroad corridor. So creating a driveway across this corridor will require a 40/54A hearing. That is held in Boston. Why, you might ask? Because they know sometimes in building departments and communities around the Commonwealth that there is problems sometimes, and they don't always do things the right way. And so these hearings are held in Boston with the Department of Transportation head. The bigger picture here is Massachusetts owns more miles of dead railroad than any other state in the United States. Within 150 miles of my house, I'll get the long distance award tonight. I came from Florence, Massachusetts, a village of Northampton. Within 150 miles of that, eastern New York, southern New Hampshire, and Vermont, all of southern New England, is the densest network of dead steam railroad corridor in North America. And what is it gonna mean? It's gonna mean everything for places that have these networks involved. In fact, I'm a realtor, and I specialize in the sale of houses near rail trails. I'm the first realtor in the United States in that regard. And I love selling houses near, because people treasure these places. So if you've got a buyer, you're the engineering guy at the front end here. If you have a buyer, they should be aware that this trail is coming. This cannot be denied. This is going to be built out. There'll be a route around quickly within 3 years, a route around the gaps where corridor was washed away in a hurricane of '38. The big gap here at 5 Corners, that's not gonna be a fun place to bike through now, is it?
All right, Craig, I'm just gonna
Yes.
thank you so much, and thank you for your knowledge about what steps these guys are gonna
Okay.
need to take next.
I'll give you my card. I'm welcome to help you. I've got how this idea of a 100-mile trail came to be, and like a 2-page infographic that will curl your hair about all the things you never knew about how this thing is reassembled right before your eyes.
Okay. So back to the hearing, back to this. So you guys are definitely gonna have to do some other work. But what is before us right now is, do we allow this stream crossing?
That's correct.
Right,
So there's
So-
already a culvert there though, right?
Yeah,
Correct.
stone coat, we already
Yep.
checked it out last
right,
week.
right,
Dry lead stone.
Yeah,
yep.
so,
So you were about to make a motion?
yeah, I was. So I make a motion to approve the crossing pending the letter from the property owner saying that access is granted to you for test holes. And then with the caveat, you take pictures before and after you use the stone walkway.
Okay.
Culvert.
I'll second.
Well, I would like to add to that, I would just like to add that, they can't cross the railroad without railroad permission to do their test holes.
It's not part of what's there. It's not,
Yeah, it's kind of.
not relative.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Acknowledged. that.
Yeah,
all
And
right.
then we would just submit that in a form, I'm sorry.
Oh,
no, I was
go ahead.
just gonna say I'll
We would
second.
just submit that in the form of a letter, or if we get verbal email correspondence from the owner, is that
Yep,
acceptable?
yep,
DCR.
even just from the property
From the
owner.
property.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Yep, I just need permission to drive a big,
Completely understand.
to approve a project, to drive something big over in his yard.
Understood.
So, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll ask you to vote. All those in favor?
aye.
Aye. Awesome. Did you put the condition in
I did not
here
write the
as,
condition.
okay?
Yeah,
You
I should
better
have,
be ready.
but yeah. Yeah, so I think you can say negative determination, but with the condition. Or that third one, maybe.
Nice. What number Central Street is that house?
248.
And you got 0 for yours?
I think all these are,
0.
Yeah, everything that
numbers
doesn't
here.
have an address is always 0.
Oh, fun.
Don't do that.
So just, written approval from the owner of 248 Central Street must be received by the commission before work starts, and the commission is to be notified when the steel plates are placed for review. All right. It's gonna be hand delivered. Today is 4/5/23.
Here's the homeowner record, if that's interesting, I don't know if it is.
What's the mailing address?
The tax address is Berlin.
That's for 248.
Mhm.
For 248, yeah.
So used to walking in here.
You have to print your name.
Oh, I didn't print my name, you're right.
Gotta double check these things, you know?
Maddie would've caught me.
Oh.
Awesome. All right, Maddie's just gonna make some copies of that and give you, so the original, are we giving you the original to give to Habitech, or are we mailing that?
We can take that and we can either mail it to them
Okay.
or they can pick it up.
Okay,
Thank you.
awesome. And then just let us know when it's filed also. with
Absolutely.
The Registry of Deeds.
Will do.
Awesome.
Did we ever give you signing authority for like up to a certain amount? So why'd they kick back that, the pollinator thing?
Well, that's a very good question.
Wasn't it because you were reimbursing yourself?
But like,
I'm authorized
yeah,
to,
up to a certain
Yeah.
amount, we did like a,
without
vote
a,
on it,
without a
actually.
majority,
yeah,
yeah.
like we did that during COVID for John, and I thought we had done it for you too.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. Hmm.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
It looks like you guys took care of it the last time?
Yeah.
Okay.
We got it all set, and I got my check. Yep. Yeah, and as soon as we hear, Meredith, do you know when the pollinator kits are gonna be ready?
It's early June, right?
I don't know off the top of my
I'm
head.
just wondering,
I-
since you were here.
I think I read early June.
I'd have to look at our website too, but I think
Yeah.
you're right, that sounds right.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
Cool.
original copy?
Yep.
Cool,
Thank you.
Yep.
excellent.
All right,
All
thanks
right,
for your time.
thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.
Have a good
Thank
one.
you, have a good night.
All right. That's that.
I haven't eaten on that.
Craig, just so you know, Robin and I had a meeting with both our state rep and our state senators, both of their aides, actually. And the state rep from Lexington,
Michelle Sokola.
okay,
a
so
friend of mine
you're,
For 25 years.
all right, you're aware of her rail trail?
Yes, I am.
Okay. I figured you were. You're so up on all of these things,
He knows
so-
everyone.
Are
Yep.
your state rep, state senator, members of the Trails Caucus now?
I hope they didn't know about it
Yeah.
until we told them about it.
Okay.
But hopefully, at least our state rep will become a member of it.
Our next big conference is this October 14th. It'll be in Natick, one of the connecting trails to Mass Central. And we expect to have someone top level of the government to be there. And, because this thing is gonna be big.
Yeah. It's gonna be great. All right, thank you so much for your long drive,
Yeah,
and, yeah, happy to take
Thank you.
some literature.
bad knee, but.
All right, so just a couple of housekeeping things, and then we are going, we will need
Thanks,
to
Greg.
vote to
I
go
better get one
into
to
executive
Walter.
session.
Okay.
So the next thing is Highland Ridge Trail Maintenance Day, April 16th. I've signed up. If anybody else wants
Yeah.
to do it, you have to register.
10 to 1, right, you register at svtweb.org.
Okay, and so that's that. Town garden work date.
We probably should be talking about picking a date.
We
pretty soon.
should, yeah, can we bump that to our next meeting?
Yes,
All right,
I may do some work there in the meantime.
okay. Yeah, so if you would just put that on our next meeting. And has held or what is holding?
What?
Uh,
It's going to, that is the 15th, So
April
it's been
15th.
outlined by 19 Carter as a kickoff to Earth Week.
Oh, fabulous.
So you can take a
Yeah, so the presentation that AJ's wife, Anne, has put together about the plastic pollution crisis is going to be shown at 19 Carter on April 15th
Oh, nice.
at
Yeah.
1:00 p.m.
at 1 p.m. Do you know what day of the week that is?
It's a Saturday.
Excellent.
Sunday is the next day. That's the work day for
Oh,
the new
for,
trails.
yeah.
So
Awesome. And then I think just an update on Earth Day, and then unless anyone else has anything, we're good.
well, our punch list is about 90% done.
You guys do so much work organizing this.
Yeah, and fortunately, people who know how to organize have put things in motion pretty well. I think we've got all the equipment acquired that we're going to need. The only thing that's outstanding is replacing the first aid kit. And today, this morning at our weekly meeting, we were joined by Lisa Mayer and Bob Blair. Lisa wants to join the committee.
Okay.
And I said, okay. And she stopped by the fire department and asked if they could provide the first aid kit.
Oh,
And they said they would get back to her within a day or two. Otherwise, we'll just go buy one.
okay.
So that's really the only outstanding thing. I think we're ready to go. Do you want to know some
Excellent.
of the?
Whatever you,
Well-
so I know the posters have been put up around town.
Yeah, there are a few to go yet, but
Okay.
yeah, but I put up quite a few today. It turns out that in the past we've asked for a donation of coffee and donuts from Duncan,
Mm-hmm.
but this year I suggested maybe we should ask the store if they'd like to get involved, and they said, "Oh, we'll provide the cups if you
Fabulous.
need them." And if you can identify children who have come out and participated, send them to the store. We'll give them a treat.
Oh, yeah,
Perfect.
they always used to do that.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yep.
Yeah, so that was pretty nice. But it all boils down to getting community involvement from all kinds of angles.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Any news on Highland Liquors and the nip
Yep.
bottle donation? Not the donation of nip bottles.
We have no problem with that.
The donation of $1 per nip bottle collected with a maximum of 500. And it's a good thing they put a max on it because we usually collect 3 or 4 times that.
Actually, Bob said he's got 650 of them so far.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Crazy.
he sorts them out when he's out there day after day after day. He doesn't
Yeah.
year round. I think he does. No, I have not heard about that. Heard anything about that? I knew about it, but that was Louise
Okay.
punch
All right.
list,
Well,
and yeah, and she left town. So
all right.
Dagnalls too.
you know what?
But
She
they
could-
didn't,
They paid last year $100.
$100.
did they?
I believe so.
Okay.
I don't
Didn't you
the-
run that to
I
ground,
don't remember either.
Kyle?
Right, I thought,
I thought they
That's
ended up
kinda sounds-
sending it in.
Kind of sounds familiar, but I don't know.
they may have,
I had to go there again,
yeah,
but I thought they mailed it in.
okay,
I'm not sure.
all right.
Yeah, I
Would
remember seeing
you
Okay.
be willing to stop by and ask if they're?
Yeah, I can go down there.
That would be awesome,
Yep.
while you're down there anyway.
I don't go there. I don't drink, so I mean, that would be weird. Is that believable?
that.
No, not even a little.
And
So
then- yeah.
The only other thing that I added today to this is after about a week ago, the school superintendent came in and I had sent her 7 questions about things I would like to know about the school system, and one of them was single-use plastic for lunches and things like that. One question was, do you have an environmental club of any kind? The answer was yes. And since Lisa is on the school board, I asked her if she could take the flyer for the upcoming plastics presentation to the environmental club over there and asked them if they'd like to join us.
Oh,
just to-
fabulous.
Just to see it, and if at some point they want that given just to their group, we can sure accommodate that.
Nice job.
Yeah, so, and then all the other stuff is administrivia, I think.
Right.
Yeah. But all are welcome, come out and join us on Saturday the 22nd, 9 to 2, for townwide cleanup.
Bags to be picked up at Berlin Realty.
Right.
Or at the dump.
On the day, or at the transfer station, and there's some in the lobby downstairs here.
Yep.
So, yeah,
Awesome.
I refreshed that pile today.
April or May?
Hmm?
April? or
April.
May?
April 22nd.
April 22nd,
And then
Earth Day.
if fire doesn't get you that medical kit, let me know. Prestige will donate it.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Okay.
Yep.
Super.
No problem. Safety first.
That's all right. All right, does anybody have anything else?
So just the 100 Carter Street
Oh, yes,
discussion.
yes. So, were you at the last meeting?
No.
No. So the, people who own 100 Carter Street
Oh, I did see this.
are looking to put an addition on the side of the building. They're outside the 100-foot buffer, and they are gonna put up wattles just to protect it. And ZBA has asked us for a letter saying that what they're doing meets our requirements.
Oh,
So-
I do remember this now.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's outside the buffer and everything?
Yep.
There's no issue, okay.
Yep,
And they weren't gonna pave this. It was gonna stay bitumen or whatever.
right.
Cool.
Okay. So what do we need to vote?
Vote to send a letter to ZBA saying that the project, as of these dated plans, that we're good with it.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Say so moved.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none, let's vote. All those in favor? Aye. All right, so you'll draft that?
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Does that go to it with it?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so now, do you have the language?
Is it just the language that's on the agenda?
Yeah, it is, yep, the same language there.
Okay, right, so I need one of you to make a motion reading those words under new business,
I'll do it.
okay?
I move to adjourn to executive session to be held after the meeting to consider the purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property if the chair declares that an open meeting may have detrimental effect on the negotiating position of the public body. Did I get that right?
And that we're not coming back to open session.
And we are not coming back to open session.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Oh,
Aye.
hold on.
Oh,
You need to come back to open session to adjourn your meeting.
Can't we adjourn it now? and
Right,
then-
we can vote to adjourn it now before we go, yeah. Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
And I'll make a motion to end this meeting at 7:51 PM.
second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right.